Right now, people are coming out to speak truth to power. And what do you expect in a country where we have penal code in the north and we have criminal law in the south? How do you expect that things will work out the same? How? You see, ab initio, there has been this disparity. There has been this demarcation, this line drawn. People are now coming out to say this thing openly, that this thing cannot be sustainable. Yes, but before we proceed, please make sure that you share our videos, like it, click on the like button immediately, and don't forget to drop your comment. Share it to others to watch. That is how you encourage us to do more. Thank you. The country is tilted one side. You are going to hear it from the horse's mouth what she's saying about Nigeria. She said that she's a mother enough that she can now speak to this country, and she's talking straight to the president that what is happening is not fair. Though this thing started even before Tinubu, became the president. It started earlier than that. It's not today thing. So, but I want you to listen to this woman.
I have watched what is going on around our country with pain. At the age of 63, I believe I have become a mother in this nation and can speak to this nation. I have never spoken to our present president, but I will speak to you today, sir. The government is failing us. I look at what is going on in Jos, what is going on in Benue, what is going on in Kwara, what is going on all over the country, and I'm worried. I am pained. There is a dichotomy I see. Two standards I see. I see one standard for the north and another standard for the south. Whenever a few Igbo boys have gotten angry and acted or reacted, they send Air Force, Navy, and military to go and stop them. They take armored tanks to the east. But we see Fulani boys stand and speak on the internet. They say anything, do anything, and nothing moves. Instructions are given for nobody to move. Well, Nigeria belongs to all of us. God put us here. No man put us here. Christians and Muslims. My mother told me before she passed that these things we are agitating for, they have been agitating for them since they were children, and nothing changed. This platform, God has given it to me for a purpose, to speak for the helpless. Sir, why are the same soldiers and Air Force not hovering over Jos? Why are they not hovering over Kwara? Why are they not hovering over Southern Kaduna? Land have been taken. People have been removed from their land and nothing happens. If it were Igbos, there will be artillery and fireworks. They will be killing them like anything. Now, I'm not saying what they do is right, because I actually don't know all the details. But what these people are doing too is not right. I don't know what the agenda is. I don't know what the plan is, sir. But Jesus Christ is building his church, and no force on earth will stop us. You can kill us, you can take over our lands and all, but we will always be in this Nigeria. So the time has come, especially in this Easter period, to remind all Nigerians that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and let there be justice. What you do in the south, do in the north. What you do in the north, do in the south. But this Nigeria will stand. The church of Jesus Christ will stand, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it.
You hear it from the woman. You are treating people badly. If they revolt now, you feel that because you have power, that you can come and cage them. That is not always the case. If you don't know, that is not always the case. Especially when you are doing that to somebody that his hands are clean. It may be working out for some time, but at a point, it will cease to work. Either the person changes his character to match up whatever that is happening, or there will be help from somewhere that will quench that. because this karma you are seeing, karma is real. It's real. That's why I keep saying this thing. Anything you are doing, make sure that you keep your hands straight. I know that we are not angels, we are not saints, but at least there are some basic things you are not supposed to, compromise. Just try to be straightforward and keep your hands straight. That is what I mean. I want you to also listen to this man. He's saying the same thing about what I said earlier. Listen to him.
Please, I don't know if I should stop giving security reports about Nigeria or if I should continue. Because honestly speaking, security reports about Nigeria is beginning to sound like a joke. I'm being honest to us, it's beginning to sound like a joke. Now, something very, very serious happened yesterday, being the 5th day of April 2026, which is Easter Sunday. Yesterday was Easter Sunday. Something very, very serious happened. A video was trending online, the video of the Nigerian army, where they released a press statement. And in that press statement, they said that their division, their group working in the southeast part of Nigeria, that they have arrested over 91 Biafrans, over 91 IPOB members. And not only that, that over 80, ESM members has surrendered to them. Not only that, they also said in that press briefing that they have killed 2 IPOB or ESN bomb manufacturers or bomb specialists, all right, that they have killed 2 of them. And after this report yesterday, something very, very serious happened. Something very, very serious. But before we go further, before I tell you that thing that happened, I want to beg you to listen to the press statement that was released by the Nigerian army. Then I'll come back to tell you what happened yesterday, being Easter Sunday. Please listen to them so that you understand.
Troops of Operation Odoka targeted criminal elements of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra and its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, sustaining clearance and anti-criminality operations across Abia, Anambra, Cross River, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. During the period, troops arrested a total of 91 suspects and rescued 14 kidnapped victims, recovering arms and ammunition and IED materials, while over 80 militants surrendered to troops in January. For the month of March, key highlights include the discovery and safe destruction of 11 IEDs during route clearance along the Eketutu-Uda axis, Orsu local government area of Imo State, between 7th and March of the month, between 7th and 8th of this month. We dismantled 3 illegal refining sites in Egbema West local government area of Imo State on the 11th, with 32 cooking drums and 1 5,000-liter storage tank destroyed. We also neutralized 2 IED specialists and recovery of 3 IEDs and IED making materials at Orsu, Ihetioka on the 14th. Troops also detonated 5 IEDs during clearance at Osumogu, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State on the 22nd of this month, and the destruction of a major illegal refining site in Ohaji Egbema local government area of Imo State on the 23rd, which yielded approximately 23,000 liters of illegally refined and stolen petroleum products. On the 27th, troops conducted aggressive clearance operations across Lilu and surrounding communities in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. During the operation, troops encountered IEDs and hostile fire, but responded effectively, forcing the terrorists to flee with no casualties recorded among own troops. Highlights include the discovery and safe destruction of 11 IEDs during route clearance along the Eketutu-Uda axis, Orsu local government area of Imo State, between 7th and March of the month, between 7th and 8th of this month. We dismantled 3 illegal refining sites in Egbema West local government area of Imo State on the 11th, with 32 cooking drums and 1 5,000-liter storage tank destroyed. We also neutralized 2 IED specialists and recovery of 3 IEDs and IED making materials at Osu, Ihetioka on the 14th. Troops also detonated 5 IEDs during clearance at Osumogu, Ihiala local government area of Anambra State on the 22nd of this month, and the destruction of a major illegal refining site in Ohaji Egbema local government area of Imo State on the 23rd, which yielded approximately 23,000 liters of illegally refined and stolen petroleum products. On the 27th, troops conducted aggressive clearance operations across Lilu and surrounding communities in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. During the operation, troops encountered IEDs and hostile fire, but responded effectively, forcing the terrorists to flee with no casualties recorded among own troops.
Now you heard them, but the question people has been asking is this: why is it that we are not getting this kind of report from the north where terrorists are on rampage? Why? When was the last time the army came out to tell us that they have arrested, 200 or 500 Boko Haram members? When was the last time the army came out to tell us that they have arrested 1,000 Fulani killers? When was the last time the army came out to tell us that they have arrested those supplying weapons to Boko Haram? When was the last time the army came out to tell us that they have arrested, ISWAP members? When was the last time? I'm not trying to downgrade their work. They are doing good work. But, we expect this kind of report more from the north, where terrorists are on rampage. And in case you don't know, you watching me, in case you did not know what happened yesterday, that is Easter Sunday, I'm going to give you just a brief detail of what happened yesterday being Easter Sunday. Listen to this. Yesterday, explosion rocks Kaduna Motor Park. Multiple buses gutted. Yesterday, go to Sahara Reporters, you will see it. Again, it went further to say, terrorists attacked 2 churches in Kaduna, kill at least 7 worshippers, adopt several. Yesterday, Easter Sunday, go to Sahara Reporters, you will see it. Again, terrorists adopt 5 siblings, including 2-year-old toddler, in midnight Kaduna raid. Yesterday, Easter Sunday, go to Sahara Reporters, you will read it. Now, see another one. Terrorists storm Chibok community in Borno on night before Easter Sunday, burn church and homes. Did you hear that? On Saturday midnight, terrorists went to Chibok community and burned down churches and homes. Did you hear that? Now, the last part, which is the most painful part, it says, 4 police officers killed as terrorists attack divisional headquarters in Borno. 4 police officers has been unalived in Borno. Did you hear that? All this happened yesterday. Go to Sahara Reporters, you will see it. So I'm not forming news here. I'm telling you reality. All these things happened yesterday. And the Nigerian army is, giving us report of their operation in the southeast. I'm not saying it's not good. They can give us report of their operation. I'm not saying it's not good, but they should give us more of this report, from the situation in the northern part of Nigeria, where terrorists are on rampage on daily basis. You know what? I'm going to read a brief of this one because this is the most painful one where officers were killed. Let me read a brief of it so that you understand what I'm talking about. Please, I beg you to stay with me. Now, if you go through this news, it said, at least 4 police officers were killed in a deadly attack on the Ngazia Divisional Police Headquarters by suspected Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists. At least 4. At least, when they say at least, that is Opekatampe, it could be more. All right? They went further to say, security expert Zaganzola Makama reported that the assault occurred around 1 a.m. on April 4, 2026, contradicting earlier accounts that placed the attack on 10:28 p.m. on April 3rd. So before, they reported that this thing happened on Friday. But according to the real source or the real person, he is reporting that this thing did not happen on Friday, that it happened on Saturday by 1 a.m. on Saturday. Okay? They went further to say, security sources said the attackers stormed the formation in large numbers, engaging personnel in a prolonged gun battle before overpowering them. Makama said that they stormed in large numbers. Terrorists, they plenty. They, storm the divisional, the headquarters, and engage personnel in prolonged gun battle. These people has a lot of gun, a lot of, ammunitions. They prolonged them in a long battle, gun battle, before empowering them. Okay, it says, the confirmed fatalities include Inspector Samuel Ezekiel of Ngazia Division, Inspector Sanusi Muhammad of 58 PMF Alafia on special duty, and police constables Bitrus Luka and Shabiu Buka, both attached to the Meduguri crack squad. So you have seen that inspectors died. 2 inspectors died in that attack. That will show you how serious it is. In Borno, in northern Nigeria. All right. He went further to say, the incident underscores the persistent threat posed by insurgency to security personnel in Borno State, raising concerns over the protection of police formations in the region. So if these terrorists can attack police station or police headquarters like this, how will they attack civilians? People that have guns, they have all ammunition. What will they do when they see civilians? Okay. It went further to say, earlier, Sahara reporters reported that fresh terror struck Kwampu community in Chibok local government area, Borno State, as suspected insurgents carried out a late-night raid on Saturday that lasted into the early hours of Sunday. Sahara reporters has learned. So these people, they went to this Chibok community, right? They went to this community and they carried out attack, and they stayed there as long as they want because no security personnel were disturbing them. Okay. According to residents, the attackers set a church and several homes ablaze in what was described as a coordinated assault on the predominantly Christian settlement. So they went there, of course, that place was predominantly Christian settlement. While no deaths were reported, the attack left families displaced and traumatized, prompting urgent calls for enhanced security measures. Okay? Finally, this is on the final note. It says, locals said the attackers operated for hours without resistance, highlighting the continued vulnerability of rural communities despite years of counterinsurgency efforts in the region. That, they operated for hours and there was no disturbance. They operated for hours. Terrorists operated for hours. The assault came at a particularly sensitive time, coinciding with the Easter season, a period that has repeatedly seen attacks on Christian communities in Nigeria's conflict-prompt areas. So you've seen it. In fact, I was watching, a news on Arise TV yesterday. One of, the people they brought there to talk about this issue, and the person was saying that, that this is what we already know that is going to happen. I mean, and eventually it happened. That this is since last 2 weeks, Palm Sunday, there have been people, Boko Haram has been killing people till Easter Sunday. And here we are, the Nigerian army are giving us report of the operation in the southeast. I'm not saying it's bad, but what I'm saying is this: let them give us more of this report from the issue happening in the north. That is where we want the attention to go the more. On daily basis, people are being unalived. We've gotten used to it, and that was why I said earlier that security report about Nigeria is beginning to sound like a joke. We are getting used to it. What we are concerned is, okay, how many people killed? 50, abi? No wahala. We wait for tomorrow. How many people? 70. No wahala. We wait. We are getting used to, people dying. We are getting used to it. Holy Jesus, what a nation. What a nation. Hey, anyway, I'm going to allow you now to watch just a brief video where a man is telling Nigerians to carry gun, that no let anybody deceive you, that at this point we are in Nigeria, that you need to have your own color. Oh yes, I'm going to allow you to listen to the man that said it. Then you do well to drop your comment in the comment section what to think. What we are saying is that we need, more effort from our security personnel to stop this killing in Nigeria. Please listen to this man, then you drop your comment in the comment section, please.
Nigerians, go and get a gun. Forget any purchases or investments you want to make at the moment. Just go and get yourselves a very good gun. As you can see, your president is no longer interested in securing your lives. He is more interested now in getting his second term in 2027. The governor of Plateau State, in whose state a lot of people were massacred, came to the scene in an armored vehicle and refused to even come down from the armored vehicle. And what did he say to the people to reassure them? Oh, we will bury the dead. Nothing was said about justice. Nothing was said about grabbing the perpetrators of this terrorism. Your chief of army staff is more interested in quoting you the prodigal son in the Bible than in apprehending the culprits who are massacring our people every day. I tell you sincerely, go get yourself a very good gun. It is the greatest investment you can have now. Because as it is, we are on our own. The middle belt is decimated as we speak. The southwest of Nigeria, many villages have been sacked in Kwara, Ondo, Ekiti. The press is not reporting most of this because they've been compromised. We cannot look at our National Assembly for succor because those ones, you know what they are. Most of the governors are fighting for a second term, and so they are not interested in your security. Nigerians, we are on a long term. Go get yourself a very good gun. It is the greatest investment you can make in 2026. God bless you.
All right, that is a part. Let's turn to Chibok community in Borno State. In the midnight of Easter, while people were crossing over to Easter Sunday, the same jihadists attacked churches, they burned the homes of Christians who are there. Now, I've reached out to two persons that I know who are always opposing. Let me say they do support these jihadists indirectly. Anytime you are talking about this, they try to silence people who are raising alarm. Even when Shegumi and Bashir Ahmed, all these terror sympathizers were criticizing Andex, calling him a CIA agent, these same people were supporting them, saying that Andex should leave Nigeria. Right now, Andex left Nigeria. Is the thing not becoming worse? It's becoming worse. You see, that message that this man just passed to you, go and get your gun, is a simple thing to do. I have a gun. I got my own legally. Go and get your gun. You don't have any excuse not to have a gun. And I know that a lot of people would say, come on, which type of gun are you going to have? These people are carrying sophisticated weapons like AK-47 and so on and so forth. Listen, in my record, I have up to 8 times since September last year, where some communities were able to chase these people away, defeat them with this hunter's gun that you call shoot and run. You see the power of cooperation, the power of determination. These terrorists, after all my research, I discovered that despite military training they gave them, despite military backup, despite people who are in high offices and international backup they have, these people are leveraging on the vulnerability of the communities, that these communities are not armed. They are not armed. And sometimes after the attack, the soldiers will come and block these people not to pursue the terrorists. Not that these terrorists have a mighty power like that. No, these terrorists don't have that mighty power to see. If you can allow every community, everybody in Nigeria to have any kind of weapon, there are so many weapons that we know how to manufacture that we are not doing. We are not manufacturing it because we don't have the time. Everybody knows how to manufacture weapons, different kind of weapon. People know how to manufacture even, we call it a sling pin. A sling pin, you use something like catapult to launch it. A very dangerous pin. If he touch you, you die. It's just like touch and die. Like, people can have different kind of weapon. Am I encouraging this? For the sake of self-defense. Like, you see all these deaths, people are dying. Nobody's going to go after the killers. They will even empower the killers. Call them our brothers repentant. Tinubu went to Plateau State. You know what Tinubu did? Tinubu did not say we are going to arrest the killers. He said, let us bury the dead. He said the dead will be buried. Okbari, it's finished. Like, nobody cares about you. And when you are in a country like this, you must put all the whole options on the table. If you're afraid of arrest, you're afraid to die, you're afraid of this, you're afraid of that, I pity you. Because that death, if care is not taken, you might say, God forbid. But all these people who died today, not the devil create them. They are human beings like you. So you are free to say, God forbid. But God did not forbid their death. Come on. You have hand, you have brain. That man just told you something, that the greatest investment that you can make in this 2026 is to have a gun. Have a gun. Now, there was an attack that happened. That was the one that happened in Plateau State. One guy was also narrating how he ran to the house, shoot his own gun, scared one or two people, but he couldn't save everybody. But he saved him. Go and get a gun. Go and get a gun. You see, at a time, Femi Falana came to Challenge Television. I published the video that time. He was educating Nigerians on how to get a gun, how to have a gun. Before he came to the television to tell Nigerians how to have a gun, the man was not stupid. Like, he knew the stage we are now. A senator representing Delta North Senatorial District, my senator, Ned Moko, at a time, he was sponsoring a bill to allow every Nigerian to be armed. But I understand that, yes, the people who are in the top government offices in Nigeria are the people who are sponsoring terrorism. Yeah, there is no two ways about it. Everybody, in fact, if you don't have the proof, you decided not to have the proof. So the proof is self-evident. So, because of that, the bill being scaled through. What we are seeing right now in Nigeria is a war. Forget about war that is going on in Iran, Middle East, here and there. Nigeria is at war. And the only thing I'm telling people is that you must understand that there is nobody called politician that is going to save you. Nobody. The only thing that can save you right now is yourself. You have to believe in yourself, trust in your ability. If you don't have one, you start building your abilities right now. Anyway, all these statements might not be comprehensible to so many people now. But I pray may it never happen near you, because you are going to understand it that day. You will understand what I'm telling you the very day such a thing will happen. And it will happen around you. That is the day you are going to understand what it means. So, don't underrate the importance of gun, importance of weapons around you when you're at war. If you're not at war, no problem. You can follow protocol. You know, at this moment, protocols are being suspended. Even Nigerian army, they violate Nigerian constitution, suspend so many articles to reintegrate terrorists into a society, to radicalize, to de-radicalize terrorists. They say that, you know, it's what they are doing for their prodigal sons. But that is contrary to what they called Nigerian constitution, which stipulated that these people ought to be killed or sentenced to death because they are non-terrorists. But Nigerian army break the protocol. So in Nigeria, if you follow protocol, you want to do everything. When it comes to this issue of war that is going on, I mean this issue of terrorism, that is what I'm talking about. Do not allow anybody at all to deceive you. You know, for the time past, you have seen a lot of generals, DSS directors, and so on and so forth, including the current serving ones, telling you, communities gathered, buy guns, defend yourself. Anyway, you might not understand what they are saying, but anytime it is happening around you, you will come to understand what they are saying. May the souls of the people who lost their life rest in peace. Tomorrow, everybody will start going on their way, right? Is this the kind of life we want to live? Tomorrow they'll forget about these people. Maybe a US congressman will speak. This one will speak. This one will speak. Like, you see, Nigeria must end for people's life to be saved. If not, it will get to everybody. Nigeria must end, though. That everybody should be now playing safe. Let us all reason that all is well now. You know, time will come, I will begin to laugh so many of you. Because you people don't realize where this thing is going to. You don't calculate future. I'll be laughing at so many of you that time. That time people will be begging. If that is the case, let Nigeria divide. Time will come, people will beg for it. But you know what? The earlier we all realize that this is the only solution, the better for us.
Yes, you have seen that, and I believe that the message is passed. Like I said, always share our videos, don't keep it to yourself. And I am still Chinedu, your presenter, and I say bye for now.